Hey class, good morning. How are you all? Class, look, I have made very interesting worksheets to teach you chemistry in a different way. Now, you know that as you all must have bought your winter holidays assessment booklet, and out of these worksheets daily you have to solve one worksheet on some notebook. Then I'll be collecting them back and I will check them. Now today's worksheet is beginning with the MCQs. Now you have to think this instructional video which will be very helpful in collecting the concepts to make the answer. So first we begin with MCQ discussion. As I always used to discuss the statement and all four given options of the MCQ, and we find the most relevant option to be the correct one. So we begin with MCQ number 1. Which statement is not correct? Means three statements are correct and we have to look for the false one. So A is air is a mixture. We have always remember that whenever our teachers explained mixture, they used example of air. Then ammonia is a compound. We know that ammonia is a compound in which nitrogen and hydrogen is bonded together. Methane is a compound. We know that the organic compounds are also referred as hydrocarbons, and the simplest hydrocarbon is methane, CH4. Seawater is a compound. We know that seawater means water is a compound, and the water present in seas and oceans is the mixture of so many salts dissolved in the water. So option D seems to be the false one. Number 2. A radioactive isotope of carbon has more nucleons. Nucleon means the number of particles present in the nucleus. And you tell me how many particles are present in the nucleus? They are protons and neutrons. So we see the radioactive isotope of carbon has more nucleons than the non-radioactive isotope. C12 and 6 means carbon 12. How many protons, neutrons and electrons could there be in this radioactive isotopes of carbon? First we see this number. It's not typed properly, otherwise it could have typed like this: C12 on the top and 6 at the lower script. So we see that this number represents the number of protons, and this 12 means the mass number, which is the summation of protons and neutrons. So we have to see for that radioactive for that isotope which have same number of protons and neutrons and electrons. So you have to look for the right or closest option. Second is a radioactive, no, number 3, ethylamine gas C2H5NH2 and hydrogen chloride gas HCl react together to form a white solid. Okay, they are saying that when ethylamine gas reacts with HCl, some white powder is formed, but white solid is formed, and ethylamine hydrochloride, that's the product. At which position in the tube would be a ring of solid white ethylamine hydrochloride form? So we have to see that, like, here is the cotton wool which is soaked in ethylamine solution, and here is the cotton wool placed which is soaked with hydrogen HCl. So you know that these compounds have to move through this glass tube, and their traveling speed, their rate of movement or rate of diffusion will be in this air will be totally dependent on their molar masses. So you have to see if both of the compounds are lighter and heavier, that what will be the rate by which they will be traveling through, and what should be their meeting place where they could combine to form the white solid. So you have to study the relative diffusion rates based on their molar masses. The fourth one is you have to follow this scheme which shows a sequence of reactions starting from compound Y. So compound Y reacts with excess HNO3 nitric acid and a gas is produced. Then one of the product will be reacting with sodium hydroxide aqueous to give white precipitate which is insoluble in excess sodium hydroxide. So this is what you have to look for. Okay, what are those compounds which can give us gas when reacts with acids? So first you have to look for maybe carbonates. Yes, the carbonates are those compounds and solids which release carbon dioxide gas upon reacting with acids, any acid. Then you have to look for what conjugate base or the cationic fragment will be reacting with this colorless solution which is present in the solution. It will be reacting with sodium hydroxide to give white precipitate, and the very clear hint with these precipitates that they will be insoluble in excess of sodium hydroxides. So you have to look for the cations which make precipitates, white precipitates with hydroxide ion. Maybe it can be calcium or maybe it can be zinc. Okay, so you have to see that the precipitate formed with hydroxide ions are insoluble in sodium hydroxide. That is the closest hint. You just don't go for the answer that's written in your worked out solution topical, but you have to think for that cation. Now number 5 is which electronic configuration represents 3 metallic elements in the same period of the periodic table. Now I explained you about the configuration of elements moving in a group and moving in the same period. So you have to look for that elements belonging to same period will be characterized with the sequenced increase in the atomic number. So you have to look for it. Now next come on theory section, and you have to look and you have to compose your answers according to the demand of the question. Like you have to judge this by looking at the marks of the question. So what is the statement? Ozone molecules are continually being broken down and formed in the upper atmosphere. So this is the fact part of the question. Now the question side is A. The equation shows one way in which ozone is formed in the upper atmosphere. So you see that oxygen is combining with atomic oxygen to give O3. There is a missing arrow. O3 is formed, and the thermochemistry of this reaction is minus. When do we use this minus sign? Heat is evolved or absorbed. So we have to talk about the thermochemistry of this reaction. Explain in terms of bond breaking and bond forming why this reaction is exothermic. So this is another clue that minus sign of the enthalpy means the reaction is exothermic. It proceeds with the evolution of energy, with the emission of heat energy. And in terms of bond breaking, how many bonds are broken down and how many bonds are formed? So you have to talk about in terms of bond study. Sorry. The second part, when 1 mole of oxygen molecule reacts, 392 kilojoules of energy is released. Okay. Calculate the amount of energy released when 48.0 gram of oxygen molecules react. So you have to predict, okay, you have to calculate that what 1 mole is reacting, how much energy is released. So you have to look for, I guess, number of moles present in 48 grams. So you will be applying the molar quantity, molar ratio. Then the next part is name a pollutant that depletes ozone in the upper atmosphere. That's very famous and that's used in the advertisement also. And there is very long debate on the environmental chemistry which discusses the ban of those chemicals. You have to look for the answer. So class, this is the end of first assessment, and I hope and wish that you will be writing the solution or works for this assessment, and you will keep safe with you, and I will check it afterwards. So wish you good luck and take care.